All right. Welcome to this discussion, everyone. Would love to, start with introductions. Would love to know everyone because it's a small meeting. So, yeah, would love to know about you. All right. Start with Srikanth. Srikanth, why don't you tell us a bit about you? Like briefly, just one sentence or two. Or you can just put it in the chat. That'll be even better if you can.
No problem. I am working as more than almost 10 years of experience. 6 years into the IT industry, 4 years freelancing, and 2 years as a trainer. So, but stream is not this one as a QA engineer completely. So I want to look into the now in the trending in the data things happen. So I registered over here to to here to this webinar.
Wonderful. Wonderful to know you. Anybody else wants to go ahead? You can raise your hand. I can unmute you. You go ahead, Prafulla. Would love to know you.
Hey, thank you, sir, for giving me chance to talk to. I am Prafulla and I have around 18 years of experience into database and database management system, basically Oracle, Postgres, Mongo. So I have been working as a data architect now. So I want to explore more into big data and data analytics space.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful to know you, Prafulla. Anybody else wants to introduce themselves? And then, yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. Nobody wants to introduce? We'd love to know everyone who is in this discussion. All right. All right. So, yes, Sachin, could you go ahead with presenting the screen? Srikanth, you have raised your hand. You have a question or?
Yeah, sure. So,
No.
hi everyone.
Yeah.
I'll just present my screen. Moment. Is able to see my screen in full screen?
There is a lot of noise actually.
I think I'll take
Okay.
it up. Sachin, right? You can do the demo. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. Yes. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? And yes, see my screen? Perfect. Wonderful to have all of you in this discussion. And sorry. Okay. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Wonderful to have all of you in this discussion. So today, one of the very important thing that's happening in the AI space is that the LLMs are able to do a number of great things. It is up to us how we utilize them in our success. Okay. One of the use cases that I want to discuss is that how can the AI help you do the analytics? Analytics includes everything like predictive analytics and the usual visual analytics and everything on your database. The database could be from Odoo and ERP. Let's just walk through that part. So we have myself, Sandeep Akode, who is I have been working with CloudX Lab for quite some time. I founded the company long back. With I have Sachin. Sachin is SD at CloudX Lab and Turno, and I'm not sure if Akode is joining. Okay, so all right, and perfect, perfect. So there is a whole today I want to basically just go over briefly about about the use case of AI in the domain of analytics, and we will walk you through and show you the show you the show you how does the Turno looks like. Okay. And so we have built a software called Turno that can help you do analytics and do the data science on your data. And and how does it help you get what you want to do on your data? Okay. Without having to write code, without having to do everything, it just works well. Now, before I start, everyone, feel free to introduce yourself over the chat and over the chat. Can you see my screen? Is it like for some people the screen is not visible? Okay, all right. Feel free to introduce yourself. I have Fala Najar, who is lecturer and engineer, and and is a researcher with a strong interest in medical image analysis, particularly in the area of skin lesion segmentation and classification. I'm passionate about leveraging AI to support healthcare professionals in early detection of skin disease. Wonderful, wonderful fella. Right. Why don't we connect over LinkedIn? Myself, Sandeep Giri, do reach out to me. I work with multiple healthcare companies in AI, and we can see if we can work in some way. All right. Okay. We have Brian from Ericsson Telecom Systems, and wonderful. Right. Brian is an engineer there. All right. Hi, Aman. Nice to meet you. We have Kamil Sheikh having 10 plus years of experience in SAP technical consultant and student of CloudX Lab. Wonderful, Kamil. And yes, we were like, since we are building the tool which can give do the data science, not only the analytics, it can do the data science on top of your database. And we would like to demonstrate it today. And and would like to show you around how it can do the magic. Okay, so that's the most important part that I want to walk you through today. It's a very preview release, like it's a very small preview. The real demo is coming on our website and so on. All right. So yes, we have Pawan. Pawan is a senior digital transformation and data engineer, and he has 14 years of experience. Wonderful. Into scalable architecture and CDP. Wonderful. Pawan, do connect with me on LinkedIn. Would love to explore the synergies. And let me just share. Okay, so I'm the founder at CloudX Lab as well as Turno AI, and this is this is my profile, you can see. And yes, would love to have you. Okay, connect with me, and then let's see how we can figure it out. Okay. My screen is showing calendar. Well, all right, let's see if I can turn it off. Okay. It should not show my calendar. That's a private information. All right. Do you still see my calendar?
Yeah. No, I can't see anything as of now.
Okay. I turned off the screen. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now you can see everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see yeah, everything.
Just give me a moment. I'll try to see if there is another window open somewhere. Okay. All right. I've removed everything that was personal on my screen. Thank you for bringing that notice. Okay. Perfect. All right. So, yeah, about myself, right, before we start. So, I'm the founder for CloudX Lab, right? I did my graduation long back, 2002, was working in, had been, very passionate about technology, worked with D, Shaw, Amazon, InMobi. And then I founded my first company called T-Bits into document management that most of the power plants in India are built using my software. And then I started CloudX Lab. CloudX Lab has been immensely successful in teaching people various kinds of technologies, as well as providing labs and courses to the world. And now we've started Turno. Turno is essentially the data scientist on your cloud, and it basically does the entire data science, visual analytics, predictive analytics, prescriptive analytics, and all sorts of things on top of your data. And we will do the demo today in this webinar, and this will be the first demo of the agentic behavior of Turno. Okay. All right. So we want to discuss today something called ERP. ERPs are essentially enterprise resource planning softwares. Okay. There are quite a few of them, right? It is a pretty, the pretty standard or pretty mature technology. Basically, these are the softwares designed to help organizations run their entire business by bringing together data, processes, and team into one central system, right? Now, the ERPs have been around for quite some time, but so far, getting analytics, doing the data science has been pretty hard. It requires teams of engineers, teams of people to get results, and still, it requires multiple iterations and so on. And in order to solve that, now we have the AI, which can help us do the data analytics or data science on top of your data, right? The the ERPs are data rich, but they are insight poor. There's a high dependency on multiple technical teams across the organization, and there's a fragmented reporting across departments. Long lead time for custom reports, security versus flexibility trade-off, as in it's most of the ERPs tend to become much more rigid and less flexible over a period of time. And they struggle with semantic understanding. Most of the databases, most of the classic systems do not have semantic understanding. Why? Because semantic understanding, in true sense, came in last couple of years, right? Just because, just because of the LLMs, we have the semantic understanding now. Se- And before that, we did not have the semantic understanding. Like, for example, if you have a database containing all the products at Amazon, right? And you say, select a star from products where products like shirt, right? It would basically not give you much results. It would basically at most match the patterns, regular expressions, but it can't match the meaning of shirt with other thing, right? Like man upper half cloth, like there could be multiple words that represent shirt. So the semantic understanding of the data has been missing so far, right? And because of that, people have been trying to do like things like they build a thesaurus, or you can say the synonyms of every word, and they keep it as part of their search engine, and so on and so forth. Using Solar, using all kinds of technology tool on top of the database, they try to build this semantic understanding. But it has been, so far, it was an unsolved problem. But thanks to the LLMs, semantic understanding is now a solved problem. Okay. All right. Now, a brief about Turno, right? So Turno AI is your data scientist. Okay. The AI data scientist. It helps organizations unlock insights from your structured data. And it basically writes everything for you. It writes SQL queries. It does the machine learning model development. It also does domain specific algorithms. Yes. Go ahead, Shakir. Yeah, I have unmuted you. You can go ahead. You have raised your hand. Hello? I can't hear you. All right. I think it's by mistake. All right. Somebody is saying that my camera is very high. Cannot see me. You can see me, right, everyone? Sachin?
Yeah, I can see you properly.
Okay. All right. So essentially, what Turno does is it essentially creates Python code, SQL queries, machine learning models, and domain-specific algorithms. Right? Like for example, scheduling. Scheduling has been a very big difficult problem, but Turno is able to handle the scheduling job. Scheduling, as in, let's say you have 10 printing press, and you have, for printing something, you have to make the paper go through multiple steps, and there's a verification step, and there are different kind of skill the people needed for various kinds of jobs. So there are all kinds of constraints. Okay, so that domain specific algorithms such as scheduling can be done with Turno. Okay, you don't have to write algorithm. It does. It would figure out the algorithm for scheduling for your use case. Now, basically, okay, so here it can also present the result in a plain text human way in all kinds of languages. You can talk to it in Hindi, you can talk to it in English, you can talk to it using any language because it uses the underlying LLM infrastructure, which can handle every kind of language. Then it can handle the graphs, charts, and tables, and it can also save the data for future use. It can save the code for future use. It can, you know, you can share the code, data, and your work with your team, and they can take the decisions. It can also create, say, presentations, and you can basically, let's say you want to get the presentation of your manufacturing performance of manufacturing something in last one quarter, and compare it with the previous quarter. So that kind of work, you can get it done using Turno, and easily share the results with your team or schedule them to be delivered via email and so on. Then you can have, like, there are immediate intermediate data sets and models can be cached for reuse. This is another big use case. So a lot of knowledge gets built by the data scientist or by your team, domain specific, those who have domain specific understanding. There's a lot of knowledge that is there, right? So that knowledge, along with the knowledge that Turno generates, it keeps on, you can cache it or you can pre-prepare it so that a person who doesn't know about your database, your models, they can also use the same knowledge. So it's like the Turno is preparing the data sets for you and so on. A question from Srikanth is, how many LLMs involved in that data models? So basically, it's a single LLM, but it's up to you. How many LLMs do you want to put? You can customize it to use, let's say, Claude, or you can customize it to use. I mean, by default, it comes with OpenAI, but you can use anything that you want. All right. So Turno's core architecture involves Metastore. Metastore is a place where it keeps the information about your organization. Like, these are the users, these are the permissions of users, these are the data sources. This is my MySQL, this is my Odoo database, this is my analytics database, and so on. This is my, and the data doesn't have to be at Turno's place. You just have to connect all of that. And on top of all of these data sets, Turno creates something called a metadata and stores it in Metastore. Okay. Why does it do that? Because when you give the permission to at Turno level, Turno makes sure that none of the LLMs touch your database. Okay. Your original database, right? If you are saying that if you're saying that this person should not be allowed to touch the electronics table or electronics column or password column and so on, you can do that at Turno level. You don't have to change your database. You don't have to create users in your database. All you got to do is connect your database with Turno, and at Turno level, you can create users and give the permission. The core part of Turno is the security infrastructure. That that is the most unique part about Turno. And just like you have containers, right? Docker is there in which you can run the process so that the process does not hurt your local computer or your network. Similar to that, we have created a shield, or you can say a firewall or a container for your database. So it acts like a database, and basically subtracts or stops anything that is not allowed. Okay, so that's the part of the SQL shield. So Metastore stores all the metadata needed for the SQL shield. Then there is a semantic layer that we have created. The semantic layer basically gives the power of language to databases, right? You can say select a star from database where product like, and you can say product like, let's say Mike, MIC. and it'll figure out condenser mic, microphone, or anything that actually means mic. Okay, so that's a power of semantic layer. But semantic layer gives such a powerful thing to the database. Like you're looking for a particular, you're looking for all the blazers, right? Blazer could be called code, blazer could be called something else, and so on. All right, and you can just say the select star from products where my you know the product name like uh, Blazor. And this is one of the another innovation that Turno has done, that it understands your database, and when people ask questions on your database, it comes up with it kind of looks up things in a semantic way. So you can define which tables or which databases have the semantic layer, and that way it kind of does everything for you. Then there is something called artifact store that we have at Turno. So Turno contains something called artifact store. The core idea of an artifact store is that when, let's say, an LLM, you worked with Turno, prepared a full detailed report. Maybe you had to, prompt it multiple times, and you had to do all of that. And then you prepared a full model, and you prepared a full report. You can publish this as an artifact for your team, so that your team can utilize your findings, your model, your report, your Python code, your results for future use. Okay, so this is the power of the artifact store. Artifact store is like, you have data scientists who are producing code and data, code and artifacts that you want to use to the team, with the team. And you can like, it will describe the artifact. It will tell you that this artifact is newer than the other one, and would accordingly pick the one that makes more sense. Okay, it'll figure out which artifacts are obsolete, and so on. So you have meta store, SQL sealed, semantic layer, and artifact store. Then a lot of enterprise tooling augmentation. What does it mean by enterprise tooling augmentation? Right? In an organization, you have all sorts of things, right? You have scheduled tasks, you have emailing infrastructure, you have calendar infrastructure, you have folder and files infrastructure, you have your Databricks platform, you have all sorts of tools in your organization, right? You may want to say that send this particular report on every Thursday at 3 p.m. to the planning team. Okay, so it'll figure out from your tooling augmentation. It'll figure out what does it mean by scheduling, what does it mean by planning team, and so on. And it'll schedule the email, and we'll keep on sending that report every right at that point of time. So we have the enterprise tooling augmentation. Then, of course, there is a multiple database support. We work with BigQuery from Google. We work with Postgres, MySQL, and almost every database. All right. And then we work with, Turno works with almost every LLM, and it is open source and extensible. All right. So basically, the right. So this is the core architecture of Turno, which has all these features and components. Now, how Turno enhances the ERPs. Okay. So Turno AI or Turno goes like, using the natural language, you can do the decision from the data, and basically it gives you this intelligence to your ERP systems because most of the large organizations have their data inside ERPs, and it provide using the natural language, you can start querying it and giving the outcome. Okay. So it empowers non-technical stakeholders as well as technical stakeholders using a simple chat interface. And you don't need to do coding, but if you know coding, then it'll be easier for you, right? Easier. If you know coding, you will be much more productive. And if you do not know coding, then also everything can be done. I'll just show you that. Okay. But our primary audience, we do not expect anyone to to know coding. Okay. And the demo we are going to show you, the demo shows the code and demo generates everything and shows you every detail. Okay. So be aware that right now we are still cooking it, and a lot of things are going on. And okay. So it elevates reporting using automations and so on. It integrates contextual intelligence with semantic layer and metastore, accelerates time to insight as fast and secure. Now, all right. So shall we go ahead with the demo? Do we have any questions before we start demo, everyone? A question from Kamil is, same like a vector database, we utilize vector database to provide these features. Okay, so Turno comes with a vector database pre-installed, or you can use your own vector database. And this basically Turno makes it possible to utilize your vector database on top of your normal database. Using vector database, it provides the semantic layer and other things. All right. Very good question, Srikant. Okay, very good question, Kamil. So it's only Kamil who is from ERP background. Anybody else from ERP background? Yes. A question from Kamil is, I have one question. SAP BTP is now providing ML training inside AP environment. That's a very good thing. Okay. So we can, like, Turno can utilize that as well. Okay. We can build the connector, and we can build the something that can run on top of the SAP ML training environment. All right, that's how it's going to be. Perfect. Wonderful. Anybody else wants to? Yeah. Sachin, would you be able to have a show demo or?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. So I hope my voice is clear now.
Yes, very much.
Is it clear to you, Sandeep?
Yes.
Great. So I'll just share my screen with you. I mean, with everyone. Just give me a moment. I just have to give a permission. All right, it should be visible. Okay. Is it visible to you, everyone?
Yes.
I hope my screen is visible. Great. So, hi. So thank you, Sandeep, for explaining what exactly Turno is and how it can help the ERP systems. to have some powerful data-driven like do the analytics or even this data scientist work. So basically, here is the demo of Turno, which is I'm running on my system. And what you all have to do is just connect the data source. So here I have connected two data sources. One is our CloudX Lab data source, which I won't be able to showcase as of now. But the Odoo database is, I basically use the demo version, which is available over the web because it is one of the open source ERP available over the web, and it makes complete sense to use it as an example to showcase the abilities of Turno. Okay, and here you can see that this is the schema of the Odoo database, the demo one, and it has some data by default which they like publish while we set up our account. And obviously, with your data, you would be able to get answers to a lot of questions and predict a lot of things using the Turno. Okay, now what you all have to do is you guys just have to start asking questions. So what I'll do here is that I will simply ask questions. For example, that which customers have generated the highest revenue in the last years. Okay, so if I ask that which customers have generated the highest revenue in the last year.
And don't
Okay,
forget to tell
I
it
will.
that you are talking about Odoo. Otherwise,
Yeah,
go for
yeah.
CloudX Lab.
I was coming to, yeah, I was coming to that only. So what would it do as of now? Because I have two data sources, CXL one and Odoo one also, and I would not want to share the CXL data with you guys. So I will just tell him that in Odoo demo, which is my data source name. You can have it anything according to your
Okay.
department and requirements. Okay, I'll just press enter
Just
and
yeah, just a moment. Yeah. So yeah, to give everyone a context, right? So Odoo is a open source ERP thing because we wanted because SAP and just like SAP and Oracle, Odoo is an open source database. Okay, go ahead, Sachin. Open source ERP, open source
yeah,
ERP software, just like Oracle or this.
right,
Okay.
right. Okay. So
SAP.
here
Yeah.
you can see that Turno is doing this agentic thing, and it has come to the partner ID name revenue. It is not pretty much formatted in a very decent way, but we are working on it. You can see that there is a customer called there is a partner ID name revenue.
Yeah.
These are the three columns which basically it fetched. And here there are customer name called Deco, called Soham Palmer, and they have generated all of these revenue.
Can you say
Gemini
it? Can
Computer.
you tell it to format it like Markdown? Is it? Uh, uh, okay. Give the
Ideally, you
full
should be
question.
able
Give
to
the
do
full
it.
question. Give the full question. Yeah.
Oh, completely forgot. I'll just
Click
ask it
on.
again.
mm, Yeah.
Cool. In Mark, it should work, right?
Yeah. It should work.
So, yeah, let's wait for the Turner to respond and do the analysis. Hmm.
It's in the old one. No, I think. No,
Yeah,
it came.
no, it is working. It is working. It's just taking time because might be there is some issue
Yeah.
with my internet connection. So it is checking all of the available. You can see that it is going through all of the things, all of the schema, and figuring out what tables are relevant to do these type of analysis and to fetch the answers for the question correctly. And then again, it iterates and
Okay.
try different
Yeah.
approaches to
So
come to
if
the
it fails,
conclusion.
if a particular approach fails, it tries to debug it and solve it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, here it could not find the result, so it is trying other things.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. So again, it is now attempting to select a few rows from the sale order. So I think this is now going to the right direction. Earlier, I think it was going to some other table which does not have the expected data.
Okay. It has prepared, but still, it is not yet formatted. But yeah, it's still,
Okay,
oh,
now it is
nice.
formatted.
It has
No, it is
formatted now.
formatted.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it was
So,
not done yet.
all right. So
So
it
you
has
can see
done
that
the
these are the
markdown format.
yeah. So these are the 10 partners which basically gave the highest revenue in the past year. Okay. So that is how turnover works. And I can ask like what should I ask? Let's say
New,
there is
new tab,
let's
new
ask
tab.
their average sales. Okay.
Can you
What
ask in a
is
new tab? Right now the carryover is not working. You'll have to probably update your code.
yeah,
It's a older,
sure.
you have older version.
Just ideally
Okay.
ideally it works. Ideally it works, Sandeep. I tested, but
Okay.
again,
Okay. Okay.
what is the average sales order size and how has it trended over time? Okay,
Odoo.
I'll ask this question to Odoo, and I will ask also to give me the result. Give me the result in Markdown. All right.
Even though you made a mistake in Odoo name, I think it will be able to figure
Uh,
out that.
yeah, that it figures out.
Yeah, it figured out that. Yeah.
See.
Okay.
So since past few days, I was just testing it out, and it was able to answer a lot of question even when I was not giving the correct data source name, or let's say I forgot to say that do not look into the CXL, only look into the Odoo. It was able to figure out according to the schema that what type of question I'm asking. Here I'm asking a very generic question related to the revenue in the past question. So the revenue thing is basically with everyone, right? If I'm asking a question which is related to the ERP thing, it won't look into the CXL database.
Okay.
Yeah. So it has come up with some result. Let's wait for a while to look if it is giving result in the markdown format. Yeah, it can.
It fell again. Yeah.
So here you can see that these are the average sales order size in the past 3 months. Okay. So because our data set is very limited and we are only working on the demo database, that is why we won't query a lot of data, let's say compare within 10 years or compare with, uh, let's say, a lot of weeks. And so, but still, whatever data we have, according to that, is I think good. So these were the demo questions. I was also thinking about one more question which I do a lot of times in terms of Cloud Excel or TurnOI, that is go to the Google Analytics and check from where people are coming to the website that is related to the campaign. So let me just try that if it works. Okay, for example, I ask myself this question a lot of times that which marketing campaigns, for
There are a couple of
example,
questions.
UTM.
There are a couple of questions. Let me take those.
Okay, okay,
Yeah. There's a
okay.
question from, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Question from Shrikant. Odoo not working some days. What next? Turno AI. I'm not getting that question. Do you mean that if Odoo is, you know, yeah.
Yeah, my question is, we have developed the OpenAI open source, okay? But that API you can access over there, I think so. Next order also you are telling the open source platform. So these two are not working. In that case, how the Turno AI can able to perform the application,
It
all
is
the
working,
functions?
right? OpenAI is also working. The
Maybe,
tur
maybe. See, for example, some days operations, OpenAI is maybe server down issues, maybe 2 3 days, for example.
No,
Odoo
but
also
you can
not
change
working in that
the
case.
you can
In
change the
that case, what we
LLM.
can do? Mm,
Yeah, yeah. We have you
Uh,
can
mm.
switch the LLM to any other. You can
We
use
can
any.
bypass
Yeah,
the LLM, other LLMs.
yeah, yeah. We can use any LLM. It's you can use your
Mm,
custom LLM.
mm.
What?
Yeah, because if we develop the own LLM, for example, maybe any data which we have is not open AI. So if you develop our own LLM or kind of open AI stuff, that give the great turnover, do the great business, right? In that case.
Yeah, but there is
Mm,
right. There is
mm,
not
mm,
because developing LLM
mm,
requires a lot of computing, and we
mm,
are a small company right now.
mm,
But
mm,
we are right. The intelligence and smartness right now is to utilize all the LLMs around. Right?
mm,
There
mm.
is Claude, there is DeepSeek, there is OpenAI, then there is Llama, there is Google's. So we will use any of them, Gemini, and so on. There is not too
But
much.
there is a limited, right? If we don't have use our own LLM to develop next five, for example, then AI, they want to develop the grow business more. So if you focus the own LLM, there's a great scalable going to increase your business, right? If I'm correct.
See, our agenda is to
Mm,
make, you know, it's an enterprise product. It's an enterprise data scientist.
mm,
And our entire innovation is on top of existing LLM. If we are
mm,
launching an LLM, probably we'll once we have like a good amount of funding, then we'll launch that
mm,
project. But
mm,
it's not really required for
mm,
us, right? For
yeah.
us, what is required is that people are developing LLMs, people are developing all of that,
Mm,
and we have everything in place. The intelligence, our smartness is to utilize a LLM as is and build a lot of things on top of it. There's a lot of engineer, lot of excellence needs to be done in order to the way we have done. Basically, there are three things that we are doing: user friendliness, right? The product should be user friendly. Second, the product should give accurate results. So we are working a lot on accuracy. So it learns, interacts with your databases, corrects itself, again tries. Then in future, it'll learn from its behavior and essentially not do the same mistakes again. And then, and then the next third thing is the third thing that is right is their security. Security
mm,
is the biggest piece that people need to figure out how to solve it. We have solved it to a very large extent. Okay.
mm, mm.
Yes, and in future when we have a lot of money, we'll just think of launching our
And
own.
I have a fourth question of the security level. So what is the level of audit for the security thing?
Yeah,
So
we
we
have
have a lot of
created.
audits, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Inside,
yeah.
right?
So
Yeah.
one of the
Mm,
almost everybody is doing security this way. Ask
mm,
LLM itself, is this code
mm,
secure? Is this SQL
mm,
secure? Okay,
mm,
that's the most
mm,
stupid way of ensuring the
mm,
security, right?
mm,
And in my case, in our case, what we are doing is we evaluate, we have a compiler, we have an SQL compiler. What it does is it gets the SQL that Turno has written,
mm,
evaluates it, and then removes the thing that it is not allowed to use, and or reject the query completely, saying that this is illegal. Okay, so essentially the Turno's agent talks to our SQL shield and
mm,
get the data, and Turno's SQL shield makes sure that nothing goes beyond this. Also, all of this process is running per client inside a virtual environment so that the one person cannot access the data of another. Okay.
Mhm.
So all of this has
So,
been bottom-up design has been the security.
so what are the competitors runaway in the market right now? What are the competitors?
There are quite a few companies who are doing text to SQL, but their
Mhm.
performance is poor. Their performance is below 17%. Okay. While Turno's performance is above 90. Okay.
Mhm.
That's
Okay.
that is the thing that we are doing. And essentially there will be the more people coming up with this, but we are the kind of pioneer in this game where
Mhm.
it's like your enterprise data scientist. It's your enterprise data scientist. You ask it to do things, it'll do the rest of things. A question from Kamil is Turno will work with the customer credit and debit report also and helping the procure. Yes, yes, it'll do that. Okay. And it'll basically, you can essentially do those kind of things. And Kamil, I would love to have those kind of use cases built here and demonstrated here. Okay. Would love to have you as my first partner in for SAP. Okay. A question from Amitos is, for any department, what is the lead time for plugging internal? Does it require to open access to public internet? So, yes, good question. Good question. So your question is Turno, SaaS only? Okay. Like, is it only hosted on our servers? So Turno has three ways. The way we are giving Turno is in three ways. The first way is that you can download it from the community, right? It's an open source product. People can just download it and use it in their organization. And as long as you don't want any sort of guarantee, warranty, or support from us, we are all okay. You just continue to use it. That is the community edition. The second one is enterprise edition. In case you want it inside your premise, inside the premise we call that enterprise edition, and you'll have to buy the support from us so that we can help you set up and connect. And third way is using our software as a service, whereby you just connect all your data sources. You come to our Turno AI, sign up, create your organization, connect your data sources, attach your CSV file, your Excel sheets, your data, attach it, or maybe JSON files or whatever. You can just attach it, upload it to the into the data folder, and then you can start working. Okay. We are planning to connect the Google Drive. We are planning to connect the SharePoint servers. We are planning to connect all of these data connectors. Okay. So that's the plan. Now, right? To plugging in interno, it's all depends on how you want to go ahead, but you don't need to copy any data. You just need to connect the data, so it'll work fine. So the like for us to integrate with Odoo, it was just figuring out what is the database URL, and we connected it. That's all. Okay, so no need to copy or do anything. All right, and by default, the a question of Shrikant is how many requests can it handle? That's a good question. So the number of requests that it can handle is a function of how many requests LLM can support. Our architecture is designed to be scalable, but the only problem would be the LLM. Okay. A question from Kamil is SAP BTP in HR recruitment. Also, it is designed that it takes the resume, check the keyword. Yes, yeah. You can try that kind of situations. Okay, and you'll be surprised that it'll do all the things for you. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Yes. All right, over to you, Sachin. We have one more question from Amina. I'll just answer the question. Question is, Then Turno AI can only do data analysis. You speak about scripting your lecture and give example of t-shirt, but it seems that yes. So yes, Turno, the way we have designed the Turno is that it would only work on given data set and files. Right now, so it works with your given files and database, interacts with your scheduling systems and so on, but it does not modify your data. It only accesses it in a read-only manner. Okay, with respect to the t-shirt example, that example was again with respect to your database. Usually, an e-commerce company would have a database table called products, which will have a name called product
Hello?
name. Yeah,
Hello?
and so on. Yeah.
Bro, can you connect within 10 minutes, bro? I am doing lunch. Dinner
Can
right
you
now.
turn off the...
10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, sorry. Okay. All right. Okay, so yes, that's about it. And thank you. Wonderful set of questions. Okay, wonderful set of questions. Yeah, please go ahead, Sachin. So you are trying to do what?
Yeah. So I was just trying one more question which came to my mind, which I usually do manually. So let me just ask this. I hope the session does not
It's 9 o'clock.
and it works. Yeah. So you can see that it is looking into the tables, and if it found the table related to the UTM in the Odoo, so it would be able to fetch it. Also, to add to your answer to Srikant's first question, which is like the availability of LLM. So usually the LLMs are pretty much available, and the companies like bigger companies like OpenAI or Google or Meta, they make sure that their LLMs are available all the time to respond. But even for that, what we are doing is that we are not depending on one LLM, one available LLM. So we also make sure that if one of the LLM which we are using by default goes down, we basically hit another. So we are not one specific LLM dependent for that. Okay, so it gave me the result. You can see in the markdown format, it gave me the result that top 10 campaign by CRM leads is this one, and top 10 campaign by sales are these 10. So it nicely printed into the like with the in the markdown format.
Nice.
I also tried in the JPG and all by plotting the graphs, so that was also working, and I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah, I think that is pretty much about the demo. If you guys have any questions, I would love to ask Turno. That was the set of questions from my side. I'm looking at the chat. I don't see any questions as such.
Okay.
So
Srikanth has his
I-
hands raised. So yeah, go ahead,
okay.
Srikanth.
Yeah, sorry for asking thing. So, which type of development tool you are using programming for the development part and
For?
development side? Development side, which tools, which programming they are using for
Yeah. Yeah. You can take a look at our GitHub project. Okay. So the backend is in Python Django and the front end is in React.
Can you provide in GitHub over there?
It's
Very,
Yeah,
come over
sure.
to Turno AI, you will find that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Thanks. Yeah, thanks.
I'll show here also to you. Just give me a moment. So it is as simple as turno.ai plus turno AI.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Good. Good.
I'll send this link in the chat.
Yeah. It's there
Uh,
down. If you go there down.
Yeah, same thing. I have a have an idea with that. I don't have that much investment in my thing. There is one idea I need to do the the
You can
database.
drop us an email. I think you can drop us an email. We'll focus more on Turno right now. All right. You can drop us an email regarding any
Sure,
other
sure, Sandeep. I'll
if it is
connect with
not
them.
related.
I
Good,
have
good.
ideas. I need to connect. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Cool. So that was about the demo, Sandeep. I think we can move ahead with the rest
Okay.
of the presentation.
Yes. A question from Saswat is, will Turno AI understand regional languages? Yeah, it actually understand. I'll just show you. Okay. So I have been, okay. So I have been using it. So my questions are like this, right? Right? I asked like CloudX Lab में कितने users हैं? Okay. So in my local copy of the database, it is showing CloudX Lab में कुल इतने users हैं. Okay. So it does talk to, it does understand the language. Okay. Although that data, the one that I showed you, most of that data is essentially pseudo data. It's not real data. So yes. So our plan is that even the interface, we will have the interface multilingual and probably have a mic button here so that you can talk to it in any language. Okay. A question from Praful is Gen AI and agentic AI finance. Yeah, that also you can do. You can just attach all your files and drop here and connect to the database and get whatever you want. Okay, it will do everything for you. Wonderful, wonderful. So I've been experimenting a lot on it and it is working fine. It is doing pretty well. Okay. All right. So wonderful, wonderful. Any other questions? No questions? All right. So feel free to reach out to us if you are working with, let's say, ERP or you need this. If you want to try it out, do reach out to us. And yes, you can uh, you can ask. Where is the yeah. Yeah, you can go to Turno AI or what is the email address, right? Sachin? Reach us at turno.ai. Is that right, Sachin?
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah. It's at reaches at turnout.ai.
yeah. All right. Okay. A question from Amina is the hard part in analysis is how to choose the best scale. How can how can Turno find the best scale according to different data? Okay, let me see. If Amina, you can go ahead. I've allowed you to turn on your mic. So I did not understand what do you mean by scale.
Because according to different data, sometimes the data coming from scientific field like physics, chemistry, there is big change and difference between different kind of columns. Sometimes columns maybe reaches to millions, sometimes is in nano. How can scale? This is big problems, especially if the data coming from scientific field or from industries, different than e-commercial or something like that, scraping normal. Now, this is, I don't know. There are many techniques to scale the data. And also there are many failing to choose the best scaling for the data. Now, Terno, what you're from the examples here, it is coming from commercial
Yeah,
maybe, or
yeah.
from something like that, or business. Uh, I know that's maybe it's easy to scale the data, but what about if the data is very like different, and there are many techniques, some of them, this techniques is not working well. How
Yeah,
can
yeah. You can actually just give it a shot. What we usually do is we tell it that it has got a different scale. Why don't you try to scale it? Okay. Or you can just ask it that here is my data. Can you suggest a scaling technique for this data? So most likely it'll come up with a good technique for your data scaling. Okay.
Okay, and also your email sent, it can show like dashboard, all the other things. I don't see, only analysis.
Yeah, so dashboard and all that is coming up. We do have plans to do the dashboard, but dashboard is going to be very different. Dashboard is going to be very different. And right, dashboard is going to be prepared like this. Here, you are just chatting with it. And then once you are happy with the result, you just say that, can you put it in my dashboard? And it'll put it in your dashboard. Oh,
Okay,
so yeah, that's how it is going to be. And we are like, you will, there won't be a very big different scheduling interface. Okay. The scheduling will also happen from the chat. You'll say that this is what it is, and so on. And just say that can you schedule this as a report that'll come on Monday to me every Monday. So you'll schedule that, and basically everything will happen through the conversation.
okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful questions, and yeah, great question. All right, Ansari brothers, do you want to talk? I'll allow you to talk. Please go ahead with your question. Yeah, I have unmuted you. Please go ahead with your question. All right. So Srikanth, do you have any other question? If you have any other question, please drop us an email.
No,
If it
it's a
okay,
great
fine.
thing, a great opportunity to explore more. Thanks for your session. It's a great
Wonderful,
thing.
wonderful, wonderful. I'm looking forward to see you all, right, using Turno, and stay connected. We'll have more updates very soon,
Sure.
and we would look forward to have you as our partners in taking the Turno to the organizations. If you are working in ERP, analytics, data science, and so on, feel free to reach out to us. We would have at least some interesting plans for everyone. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you, everyone.